Wow, Dragon Ball was such an amazing anime. Huh, they made a live action Dragon Ball movie. I should watch it! Hi, I'm London Lucy. So, recently, I had the immense displeasure of watching the flaming pile of garbage that is Dragon Ball Evolution. For those of you watching who don't know what Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z is, it's an anime created by Akira Toriyama about a bunch of guys fighting and hitting each other through mountains. This anime is one of the most popular animes ever created, spanning hundreds of manga volumes, 6 anime series, a dozen animated movies, and merchandise. A lot of merchandise. So, like a lot of popular animes, Hollywood wanted in on some of that sweet, sweet cash the franchise has made. So, in 2009, 21st Century Fox released a live-action movie of the franchise, and it was bad. Like, really bad. So bad, in fact, that Toriyama came out of retirement and created Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods in Dragon Ball Super. This is important to note because the series, canonically, was supposed to end with Dragon Ball Z, so if it wasn't for that monstrous movie, we wouldn't have Super. That's just an example of how bad this movie is. And it's not just bad. It's a pile of hot flaming garbage. I managed to get some commentary from Vegeta about how he felt about the movie, and this was his reaction. So, basically Hollywood wanted a quick cash grab and didn't care about ruining a long-running franchise. This is why I felt as if it was my civic duty to every Dragon Ball fan out there, who were also as horrified by the movie as I was, to rewrite the script into what I think would have been a better live-action Dragon Ball movie. Keep in mind, this is pretty much just going to be a fan fiction of a better live-action Dragon Ball movie, so this is mostly for fun, but it'll probably end up being better than the actual live-action movie. That being said, let's get into the rewrite. The movie begins on a tiny island in the middle of the ocean. The island is empty except for a few plants and a small house. We see 2 characters fighting on the beach. One, a small bald kid, and the other, a teenager taller than his opponent. Both of them are wearing orange gis. This is Goku and Krillin. The 2 are engaged in battle. They are charging towards each other when an old man calls their names from the front of the house, telling them that it's time for dinner. The 2 boys stop fighting and look towards the old man, the taller teen looking more excited than the other, yelling about food. Krillin looks at him and asks how he's still hungry after eating enough to feed a large army. We skip to the 3 guys sitting at a table. The older man and Krillin are eating regular portions of food while Goku is eating enough to feed a large town. Krillin asks Roshi if they'll ever be able to learn a new move. Roshi thinks for a moment before getting out of his seat and standing a bit away from the table. He then tells them that this move should be fairly difficult to master and gets into the famous stance and starts yelling, "Ah! Me! Ha! Me! Ha!" Just as he finishes, a beam shoots out of his hand and leaves a hole in the wall of Kame House. Krillin looks amazed, while Goku just now looks up, asking for a 4th serving of food. We change scenes to a teenage girl with blue hair,
Bumble with blue hair,
as she stands on a cliff facing the side of the ocean. as she looks down at the small device in her hand that points out a point of interest way off in the distance. She pockets the device and smiles, looking at the water. Before the scene changes again, she just says, "Dragon Ball, here I come." We come back to Goku and Krillin, who've just gotten up the next day and are ready to begin the day's training. While they wait for Master Roshi, they decide and try to do the Kamehameha wave. First, Krillin tries and fails to do so, but Goku tries next and is successful. So unsuccessful, in fact, that he hits a plane that neither of them noticed coming towards the island. The plane wasn't too far away from the island, and the boys swim over and save the girl, Bulma, who is inside the plane. Once safely on dry land, Bulma freaks out, pulls out a gun, and begins shooting Goku and Krillin. The two boys both dodge and get hit by bullets, but are unharmed from being shot by a gun. Hearing everything going on outside, Roshi exits Kame House to investigate what's happening, to which Goku and Krillin say that Bulma shot them, and Bulma says that the boys shot down her plane. We then shift to a cave where we see some animals inside before it is blown up. A man walks through what used to be the cave. He stops at a small orange orb with 5 stars inside. He picks it up before we see his face. It's Piccolo Jr. The last shot we see of him is smirking down at the Dragon Ball. We come back to our characters as they are sitting inside Kame House. Bulma is telling the boys about her quest and how she wants to find the Dragon Balls, and she even explains why she wants them. The Dragon Balls have the ability to grant the wish of whoever finds all 7 Dragon Balls, and summons the dragon Shenron. Bulma reaches into her bag and gets out her Dragon Ball, the 2-star ball. Upon seeing it, Goku jumps up, saying that he thinks he has a Dragon Ball too. He runs out of the room and comes back a little bit later with his Dragon Ball, the 4-star ball. Bulma is excited to see that Goku has the Dragon Ball. She asks him if she could have it, but he says no, so Bulma suggests that he could come with her on her quest. Her reasoning is that the other Dragon Balls might be located in dangerous areas, and she might need someone that can help get said Dragon Ball. Krillin makes it known that he also wants to join Bulma, which she agrees she can come too. Roshi also asks to come, doing something probably creepy about it as well, to which Bulma punches him. We switch scenes to Bulma, Goku, and Krillin outside Kame House ready to leave. Master Roshi wishes the boys farewell, and Bulma brings out a capsule, and outside of the capsule pops out a boat. Krillin gets in the boat with Bulma, but Goku just stands on the beach. Bulma asks if he's getting in, but Goku says he already has a ride. He cups his hands together and shouts, "Nimbus!" And a cloud comes down for him. He hops on it, and now he's floating on top of the cloud. Bulma asks how that's all happening, and Krillin explains that Master Roshi gave it to him after training one day. She asks why Krillin doesn't have one, or why he doesn't get on it with Goku. Krillin just sulks, saying that only a pure-hearted person can ride on the Nimbus Cloud. And with that, our 3 heroes start their journey to the west. The 3 heroes head to a giant mountain. Bulma and Krillin riding in a car instead of a boat now. As they get closer, they realize the mountain is on fire. They stop close enough that they don't have to worry about the flames and discuss what to do. Bulma says that the mountain has the next Dragon Ball, but she and Krillin don't want to be set on fire. Goku, not caring about the flames, flies over to the mountain on Nimbus. Getting closer, he sees that there's a castle on the mountain that's free from the flames and decides to land there. He hops off Nimbus and immediately gets yelled at. The one yelling at Goku is a young girl, Chi-Chi. She's mad that Goku, a total stranger, has made his way inside her father's castle. She even tries to fight him, but Goku's able to duck and dodge all of her attacks. Goku informs her that he's on a quest to find the Dragon Balls, and that there is one on the mountain, and asks if she has seen a Dragon Ball. Chi-Chi is amazed that Goku's on a quest, and asks if this means he's a hero. Goku just shrugs and says sure, but this still excites Chi-Chi and tells Goku that she's happy to help a dashing hero on his noble quest. Chi-Chi proceeds to help Goku find the Dragon Ball in her home, the One-Star Ball, and sends him off on his way, yelling that she hopes to see him again. Goku flies back to Krillin and Bulma, who were both pretty mad that he just left them, and it's been hours since he left. But after he gives Bulma the new Dragon Ball he found, she quickly forgets that she was even mad at him, and they leave to find their next Dragon Ball. On the way to the next Dragon Ball, our three heroes have a conversation about Bulma's quest. When asked why she wants to find the Dragon Balls, she says that her wish is for the handsome prince to be her boyfriend. Krillin says that he'd be happy to be her boyfriend, to which Bulma hits him on the head for saying that. Bulma asks Goku what he would wish for if he could have a wish. He just says that he doesn't really have one. He only wants to be able to fight strong people for the rest of his life. Their nice conversation is cut short when they arrive at the location of the next Dragon Ball, which is a town that has been completely destroyed. All of the buildings are either partially burned down or destroyed completely. Krillin and Bulma get out of the car and Goku jumps off of Nimbus. The three of them just look around at the destroyed town for a minute. Before long, someone comes flying in, crashing into a nearby wall that wasn't destroyed. The three go to investigate and find that the person was a young man with long black hair. It's Yamcha. Yamcha slowly starts to get up, but struggles because he's very clearly badly injured. Goku gets to him first and asks if he's okay. Yamcha looks up at Goku and tells him that he needs to run and get out of there. Before he's able to elaborate, he just looks up at the sky with a horrified expression on his face. Goku looks up to where Yamcha was looking, and he sees Piccolo flying in the air, smirking down at them. Goku yells at him and asks who he is and if he's the one who destroyed the town. Piccolo replies that he did destroy the town, but before anyone could say anything else, Piccolo very quickly flies down to Yamcha, knocking him out cold. He reaches into Yamcha's bag and pulls out the 6-star Dragon Ball. Piccolo says that this was what he was looking for. Goku, upon seeing the Dragon Ball, kicks Piccolo, saying that his friend needs the Dragon Ball. This starts a fight between the two characters. Piccolo is stronger than Goku, but Goku is able to hold his own for the fight. Eventually, Piccolo is able to beat Goku, but not without injuring himself. Piccolo wants the Dragon Balls, but realizes that in the state he's in, he might not be able to get them from Bulma and Krillin. He proposes that they compete in the 23rd Martial Arts Tournament in 1 year's time. Whoever wins gets the Dragon Balls, as the prize for the first place is the last Dragon Ball. Everyone agrees to this, and Piccolo flies off, yelling to Goku to be ready, because next time they meet, he'll be a lot stronger. We go to Kame House, where Yoshi is sitting on the couch reading a magazine when he hears a knock at the door. He opens it, and we see Krillin, Bulma, Goku, and Yamcha, with Yamcha knocked out and being held up by Goku. Krillin asks if he could get out the first aid kit. We skip to a little while later. Goku and Yamcha are patched up. Yamcha slowly wakes up and gets really shy when he sees Bulma, so much that he's stammering when Krillin, Bulma, and Roshi are questioning him. Goku is eating while this is happening. Eventually, Yamcha is able to tell everyone about how he was in town, minding his own business, when Piccolo arrived and started blowing up buildings. Piccolo blew up one building that had the Dragon Ball in it, and Yamcha decided it was a good idea to steal the Dragon Ball from Piccolo. Long story short, it was a really bad idea. Roshi thinks for a moment and tells the gang about a place where they'll be able to train at, a place known as the Lookout. Master Roshi tells them that they'll be able to train by a very powerful being, more powerful than himself. And so, the next day, our heroes depart for the lookout. When they arrive at where Master Roshi said the lookout was located, they see a pole that reaches way up into the sky, so far that they can't even see to the top. Krillin questions how they will be able to get to the top, when Bulma suggests that they can just fly up using one of her planes in her capsules, and everyone agrees that this was the best course of action. Once they reach the top, the heroes find themselves on a large circular platform, with a large building at the top. Bulma lands the plane and everyone gets out. In the center, they see an old man, and when they get closer to look at him, they see that he looks a lot like Piccolo. So much so that Yamcha mistakes him for Piccolo and attacks. This fails, and the old man is able to kick Yamcha. After, the man introduces himself as Kame, and says that he knows that they're here to train to fight Piccolo. Bulma questions how he knows this, and Kame explains that he's the guardian of Earth. He watches over Earth, and it's his job to know things like this. Krillin asks why he looks so much like Piccolo, and he explains his connection to Piccolo Jr. Once, he and Piccolo's father were the same being that were split into two. Kame represented the good side, while Piccolo was the evil side. Years ago, Piccolo came to the lookout in order to take over the world, and Kame stopped him, but accidentally killed him in the process. Before his death, Piccolo spat out an egg, which eventually grew into Piccolo Jr., the being that our heroes are to fight at the world's tournament. Kame tells them that he created the Dragon Balls many years ago, and that Piccolo Jr. wants to use the Dragon Balls in order to wish for world domination. After he's done giving his backstory, Kame says that he'll train all the fighters for the tournament, and we get a training montage of just that. During this time period, the Z Warriors learn to fly, with Goku picking up much faster than Krillin and Yamcha, learn to sense the ki within every life form, being able to sense their power levels, as well as some other things that might be useful later on. After a time skip, it's time for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Everyone's done training on the lookout, and they're all getting ready to leave. Kame calls Goku over before they leave, and he tells him that no matter what happens, they can't let Piccolo Jr. die. He says that since he and Piccolo were once the same person, that their life force is shared and was transferred to Piccolo Jr. when he was born. Kame also tells Goku that since he created the Dragon Balls, if he dies, the Dragon Balls will stop working, and they can't make any wishes anymore. So if Piccolo dies, so will Kame, and they can't use the Dragon Balls. Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha thank Kame for their training, and the gang leaves for the tournament. At the World Martial Art Tournament, everyone is signed up to compete. Piccolo brought along some minions with him, likely to flesh out his side of the tournament in order to go up against our heroes. Chi-Chi has also joined the tournament and hopes that she'll be able to get closer to Goku. We'll also see some cameos of other Dragon Ball characters that I couldn't find a place for in the story, such as Tien and Chaozu. Launch would also be there, cheering Tien on in the audience, where Master Roshi and Bulma are sitting. We would then get a second montage of the tournament battles taking place. It would mostly be of small fights. There's a break before the semi-finals take place. Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, and another fighter are the only ones remaining in the tournament. During the break, Goku and Krillin are eating in the cafeteria when Bulma, Roshi, Chi-Chi, and Yamcha all join them. They're having a good time. Krillin leaves, saying that he wants to know who's going to be fighting who in the next round. He waves goodbye to Goku and leaves the room. A few minutes goes by, and Goku starts to feel that there is something wrong with Krillin. He immediately leaves and goes to where he thinks Krillin is as he realizes that he's not able to sense his ki. Goku turns the corner, and he sees a monster, a minion of Piccolo, standing over Krillin's lifeless body. He wants the Dragon Balls to bring to Piccolo, but Goku is easily able to overpower him and kicks his butt into the stratosphere. In a heartfelt and emotional moment, Goku cradles Krillin's dead body, having flashbacks of the two of them training throughout their lives. Silently, Chi-Chi goes up to Goku and she gives him a hug, to which he returns. They tell the tournament officials what happened, and they say that Goku can skip the semifinals to mourn his friend while Piccolo and the other fighter fights. It's time for the finale of the tournament. It's Piccolo versus Goku. An announcer is talking to the audience while Goku sits in the hallway. Bulma comes up to him. They have a little moment where she gives him a pep talk and boosts Goku's confidence, and then Goku goes out to the floor. Goku and Piccolo step onto the tournament floor. Everyone in the gang is sitting in the audience alongside with everyone else who fought in the tournament previously. Goku and Piccolo get into their fighting position, and then their fight begins. The battle is insane. Goku and Piccolo are throwing punches left and right, jumping around in order to dodge each other. Piccolo starts shooting ki blasts, and Goku fires some back. Eventually, it starts to look like Goku's winning. Piccolo obviously doesn't like this, and he looks over to Goku's friends, smirks, and fires a ki blast at them. Not wanting his friends to have the same fate as Krillin, Goku tackles Piccolo before he can fire, causing the blast to go towards the sky. Piccolo kicks Goku towards the sky, flies after him, and slams him onto the ground. Goku slams into the ground, creating a giant meteor-like hole in the ground. Piccolo flies down. The rest of the arena is breaking down. There are people screaming and running everywhere. The gang are all worried about Goku, who's laying on the ground not moving. Chi-Chi screams at Goku to get up, to remember Krillin, to avenge his best friend. This motivates Goku to get up and start annihilating Piccolo. Piccolo gets up into the air and creates a giant ki blast, screaming at Goku to say goodbye to everyone he loves. Goku, while thinking of everyone he loves, starts to create a Kamehameha wave. Both Goku and Piccolo shoot their blasts and they crash into each other. When it looks like Piccolo's blast is about to overpower Goku's, he puts everything he has into it and is able to beat Piccolo. Piccolo comes crashing into the ground. Goku flies down to him, fists clench. Piccolo is still conscious and he looks up at Goku, expecting him to lay the final fatal blow on him. But that doesn't happen. Goku watches Piccolo slowly stand up and he just points away, telling Piccolo to go. Piccolo does just that and he flies off. The tournament announces Goku as the winner and he gets the final Dragon Ball. Everyone goes to the lookout to speak to Kame. Kame congratulates Goku for winning the tournament and thanks him for defeating Piccolo. But he does ask why he let Piccolo live. Goku tells Kame that he remembered what he said about him and Piccolo, that if one of them dies, so would the other, and then the Dragon Balls would be gone. He also said that he wanted someone too strong to fight again, to which Bulma slapped him silly for saying that. Kame notices that Krillin isn't with them, and he asks where he is. Yamcha tells him that he's dead. Kame tells them that they can use the Dragon Balls to wish him back, but it only works on a person once. Everyone gets really happy about this, and they summon the dragon, Shenron, to wish Krillin back. Once they make their wish, Krillin appears on the lookout. Goku smiles and pulls Krillin into a hug, to which Krillin tells Goku that he's crushing his spine. Everyone is happy and smiling. Chi-Chi goes up to Goku and kisses him on the cheek. She hugs his arm and tells him that they're going to get married and have lots of kids. The movie ends with Goku asking what marriage is. And that's my version of Dragon Ball Evolution. I wrote this so that I could have a live-action Dragon Ball movie that's at least somewhat resembles the source material. So if there's something that you would do differently, let me know, and you're free to imagine any changes you want. That's the beauty of headcanons, baby! Thank you for watching, and if there's any movie that you want me to rewrite, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to get around to doing them. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find the other 6 Dragon Balls so I can wish for all copies of Dragon Ball Evolution to be wiped off the face of the planet.